The story in this episode is so absurd, you might think it's made up, but I assure you, it's a true story. It was 2019, during season 3. At the end of that season, I got banned from my gym in Saskatoon. It was called Slack Fitness. They kicked me out because of this security footage. What I was doing in that photo that was so wrong, and why it got me banned, is the story of this episode. So remember this photo. But first, you need to know the backstory. It all started in Winnipeg. I went there a month earlier, in August 2019, on a van man adventure. Doing van life in Winnipeg was a lot of fun. I could go for showers at the Slack Fitness locations in Winnipeg because my pass was valid across Canada. Then after my showers, I would go in the evenings to this hole-in-the-wall restaurant called Café Ramallah. Man, the place was a dump. But it had good Middle Eastern food and was the only place in town that was open late, so it became my evening hangout. Then one evening, I met this hilarious Israeli character.
אז מה אתה עושה בקנדה?
אני עובד בתור ספק.
אתה ספק?
15 שנה כבר.
וואו.
מאוד גאה.
He was so excited to meet another Israeli in Winnipeg that he invited me to his barbershop the next day for a free haircut. I would have taken him up on it because I needed one. However, the food I ate the night at Café Ramallah gave me terrible food poisoning the day after. I'll skip the graphic details, but let's just say that it was a rough 24 hours, and a haircut was definitely not on my list of priorities. That's me puking in the dirty corner. What's the dirty corner? That's what I call this area of my van, where I keep all my dirty laundry, for my equipment which always drips water on the ground, and for other questionable activities. I drink a lot of water. What did you think it was? Anyways, back to food poisoning. That night, I had to sleep in the Slack Fitness parking lot just to be close to a bathroom. It was awful. The day after, my brother flew into Winnipeg to join me for a week. We spent the first days touring the city. I was feeling fine, but because I was busy with my brother, there was no more time left to go get that free haircut. If I had gotten it, the story would end here. But that didn't happen, and so the story's about to get better. For the entire week he was with me, we van life together. And I would sneak him into my gym for showers. After Winnipeg, we left on a road trip through Manitoba and Saskatchewan and finished the trip in Saskatoon, where I also snuck him into the gym for showers. After my brother left Saskatoon, I planned to go on another mini adventure down to Regina, in order to film the final episode of season 3. I wanted to get a haircut for the final vlog in Regina, and because I missed the opportunity in Winnipeg, I needed to get it done in Saskatoon before I left on that trip. And because I'm cheap, I plan on doing it myself. I don't like paying people for things I can do by myself, especially haircuts. So that was my plan. I was going to cut my own hair. I needed a new buzzer, so I went to Walmart and got the cheapest one I could find. Nice. Only $20. Note to self, never go for the absolute cheapest machine. So then I arrived in my gym in order to commence this most laborious procedure. That bird must have been an omen. The gym had private bathrooms, so I was able to get it done without anyone knowing. But a voice inside my head kept telling me that I was making a big mistake doing it during the afternoon when there were people working out in the gym and management was somewhere in the building. I mean, I have 24-hour access to it, so I could have got at night as well when no one was around, like I usually do for showers. But honestly, what could possibly go wrong? Plus, I had to leave for Regina that afternoon, so this haircut needed to get done now. And I'm a risk taker, so I decided to just go ahead anyways. It just stopped working. You couldn't ride this stuff. There were like 5 or 6 people working out just outside that door. And I'd have to cross the entire gym floor in order to get to the exit. With half a haircut. Panic ensued. Yeah, as if that was gonna make it work. How was I supposed to go out like this? This was going to be so embarrassing. I looked like such a freak. Like a total idiot. I felt trapped in that bathroom. And the only way out was through all those people. I didn't have a hat with me to hide the evidence, so I needed to think of a different solution. I checked my bag to see what else I had. And this was the best I could come up with. A sweatshirt over my head. It was now time to face the world, step out that door, and begin my walk of shame. So I took a deep breath, swallowed my pride, and embraced for impact. Finally, I made it back to the van. But then I realized I forgot something in the bathroom. I shit you not. Out of all the times to forget something, it just had to be now. So I grabbed my hat from the van, went back inside, and walked through all those people again. I didn't make any eye contact with anyone, but I could just feel everybody staring at me. The things I put myself through just to save a buck. As I speed walked across the gym floor, the manager saw me. He had the worst look on his face. It was like a mix of angry, unimpressed, and embarrassment for his gym. I don't blame him. Back in the van, I needed to figure out how to finish this haircut. And then I got an idea. I have this adapter in my van to charge my phone, but it often doesn't work, so I didn't have any big expectations. I was praying that it would though, because this was my only salvation. And I was almost afraid to switch that button on to find out that it didn't. But here came the moment of truth. I almost couldn't believe it. So I cleared some space in the dirty corner, laid out a garbage bag, and got to work. I've had plenty of low moments in my van life career, but buzzing my hair in the dirty corner, that was a new low. It was a mystery why it stopped working in a perfectly functional bathroom socket, yet did work in this piece of junk. But I wasn't asking questions. I was just praying that it wouldn't stop again. When I was finishing up, I really wanted a shower in order to wash all the tiny hairs off the back of my neck. I had a long drive ahead of me, so I wanted to be comfortable. So I put my hat back on and went right back in there for a glorious, humiliating, final walk of shame. The grand finale. I got to Regina in the evening, then went to a movie later that night as part of the final episode of Season 3. When I got back to my van to stop filming, I saw an email on my phone from Slack Fitness with the subject line, "Membership terminated." In it, they claimed that they had been receiving complaints about me for a while already, about odd behavior. Which I guess meant people seeing me walk in every evening, go straight into the bathroom for a while, then exiting without working out. Management did figure out that I was only going in for showers, but they exaggerated one fact in the email and said I was going in there multiple times a day, which was not true. I was only going in there once every evening. It was only that specific day that I went in 3 times in 1 hour, but their main problem with me was this. Remember that photo? They found it as proof of me sneaking my brother into the gym a week earlier, and that was the grounds on which they banned me, because I had brought in an unauthorized guest. What I imagine happened was that my very weird behavior that day with the haircut raised a red flag, which then got them to investigate on me. They probably looked up all the times in which I beat myself in, and then checked the security footage that matched those timestamps, only to find this. I can just imagine the look on their faces when they discovered it. When they realized I went against their rules right under their noses. They sent me that photo with the email, deactivated my magnetic card, and that was it. I was banned. Ironically, my membership payment, which came out of my bank account every 2 weeks, was charged on the day of the haircut. I obviously never saw that money again, even though I shamelessly asked for it. So $27 down the drain. But when I got back from Regina, I went to Walmart to return that piece of shit used buzzer. Screw Walmart, and got my $20 back. So I really only lost just $7, and I gained an epic story. Just shameless. And in case you're wondering what I did for showers after my trail of destruction, well, I only had 10 more days left in the season, so I got a 2-week pass at the local swimming pool.